Thank you, Mr. Sibia. Mr. Mnube,
Yes.
we are proceeding. I think it is still under oath.
Usasengaphansi kwesifungo nomnumzane Mncube?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mnube. Now, just to put our ducks in a row, you are part of group of accused persons that are seated before courts here that are facing these so serious allegations against you.
Mnumzane Mncube ngithi wena nawe ingcenye yalaba ababoshwa ke nababasolwa abala inkantolo ngithi abathwesa amaqala ke afana nalawo othweswa wona.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Now, we have already heard what Mr. Sibia said. We have already heard what Mr. Ntanzi say. Now, we got to hear from you. Now, before we proceed, of the accused that are before court here, how many do you know?
Sesizwile ukuthi ke umzane Sibiya uthini sezwa ukuthi nomzane Ntanzi uthini sekuwena manje kodwa ngaphambi ukuthi siqhubeke manje labasolwa abahlezi la enkantolo ke abangako baziyo wena.
Azababili.
Two of the accused.
And who are they?
Obani?
Maphisa noNtuli.
It's Mapisa and Ntuli.
That will be accused number 4 and 5.
Umsolwa wesine ke nalo wesihlanu.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, let us start with accused number 4, Mr. Mapisa. How do you know him?
Masiqale ke ngaye ke umsolwa lo wesine umzana Mapisa ke uMapisa ke lo umazi njani wena?
Akuyamazi nje umngani wami.
I know him, my lord. He's a friend of mine.
Thank you. And how long have you been knowing him and him being your friend?
Manje ke unesikhathi esingakanani umazi futhi ke kumngani wakho?
Noma ngasina sure but if I'm not mistaken 2011.
I'm not quite sure, but if I'm not mistaken, it's from 2011.
Thank you. Are you from the same area with him, the same village?
And we are squatting sort noma endaweni eyodwa.
Cha, sibuye endaweni yodwa.
No, we're not from the same place.
Thank you. Now, accused number 5, Mr. Ntuli, how do you know him?
Manje ke umsolwa wesihlanu ke umzana Ntuli yena umazi kanjani?
Maze mangibuye ejele 2014.
Mawubuye ejele.
Yeah.
I knew him since I came out from prison. That was in 2014.
So you started to know him from 2014.
Uqala ukumazi ke ngo-2014.
Yeah.
Yes.
What would you say about him in terms of friendship?
Manje ke uthini ngaye ke indaba yobungani?
Ayakasiwo umngani wami kahlahle mina bengazana nobaba wakhe obaba bakhe uMabhungu.
He is not a friend of mine. I actually knew his father Mabungu.
Yeah.
Mabungu.
Bawumncane bakhe.
His uncles Mabungu.
So you knew him through the person that you're mentioning now?
Umaze ngaye uMabungu lo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. And that was since 2014?
Lokho ke kusukela ngo-2014.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Thank you. Now let's come to accused number 1. Do you know accused number 1?
Masize kumsolwa wokuqala uyamazi ke umsolwa wokuqala?
Mr. Sibia.
Umzane Sibi.
Ayimsola uqala ngiqala ukumazi ePostbank umasamba leli qala.
No, accused number 1, I only first knew him at Bosbeck when we were attending this particular matter.
Did you know or see him before that?
Uke wambona ke ngaphambi ukuthi ke nihambele cala?
Hayi bengamazi nokuthi unjani nje.
No, I did not even know how he looked like.
So you never saw him before?
Awukaze wambona ngaphambilini.
Hayi cha.
I've never seen him.
By the way, when did you start to attend this case at Boksburg?
Ngicale nini ke ukuhamba lecala leli eBoksburg?
The 27th October 2020.
It was on the 27th of October in 2020.
So in essence, you started seeing him and knowing him as such, who he is, on 27 October 2020.
Ngamamagama ukuthi uqala ukumazi nokumbona ke mhla ka-27 October ngo-2020.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Just a second. Thank you. Mr. Ntanji, how do you know him? When did you start to know him?
Umzana Ntanzi ke nomazi njani uqale nini ukumazi?
Alumaza 27 October 2020.
I started to know him also on the same date, the 27th of October in 2020,
Sambalele Cala Postbank.
when we were attending this case in Boksburg.
And did you ever see him or know him before this date?
Manje ke ubumazi ke ngaphambi kwe-27 October ngo-2020?
I started.
Not at all.
Thank you. Indeed, that is what accused number 1 and accused number 2 say about you, that
Thank-
they also never knew you. They also started to know you on your first date of appearance at Boksburg Court in respect of this case when it was being dealt with at the lower courts.
Nabo ke basho njalo ke umsola wokuqala nesibili ukuthi nabo ke bebangakwazi ngaphambilini baqala ukukwazi ke ngalenkathi ke nivele enkantolo yokuqala ke lapha eBoksburg mhla ka-27 October ngo-2020.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Mube, the state in an endeavor, and please remember I've said to you that there's a golden thread that runs through these allegations against you, these allegations that are leveled against you by the state when we're dealing with our introductory part. You still remember that?
Usakhumbula ke mzana Ncube ukuthi sesakhuluma ngathi ke khona ke okwenzakalayo mhlawumbe ukushaya amanzi malana nalicala leli ngalenkathi ngiqala ke ukubuza noma ukhuluma ngawo nalicala leli namhlanje. Usakhumbula?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, in an endeavor to prove or to demonstrate that you were one of the perpetrators who were involved in the house, the state led the evidence of several witnesses.
Manje ke umbuso ukuthi ke uzame ukukhombisa inkantolo ukuthi ke wena omunye ke wabantu ke abanesandla ke kuloko kwenzakala kulecala leli ungena ke emzini othile baye babiza ke ufakazi ke la inkantolo.
The state kicked off with those witnesses who were in the house at the time, or with some of the witnesses who were in the house when this incident allegedly happened.
Umbuso ke uye waqala ngofakazi abanye ofakazi ke labo bebekhona lapha endlini nalenkathi ke senzakala lesehlakalo.
Do you follow?
Usalandela?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think most probably the state was trying to avoid a similar mistake that happened with Mr. Mbata.
Ngiyacabanga ukuthi umbuso ke ubuzama ukuthi ke ugweme lelinye iphutha ke lifana naleli elenzeka ngomnumzana Mbatha.
Thank you. Now, do you still remember who was the first witness who was in the house that was called by the state?
Wena ke usakhumbula ke ukuthi ke bekubani ufakazi wokuqala lo owabizwa umbuso ufakazi lo ubekhona ke naye lapha endlini?
Yebo.
Yes, I do.
Who's that?
Bekubani?
Uzande Khumalo.
Zandi Khumalo.
Thank you. And after the testimony of Zandi Khumalo, who did the state call as one witness who was in the house when this incident happened?
Manje emva ukuthi ke uZandi Khumalo naye athula ufakazi aqedela enkantolo umbuso manje ubize muphi futhi ufakazi wesibili obekhona lapha endlini futhi naye?
If I'm not mistaken, Tumelo Madlala.
If I'm not mistaken, it was Tumelo Madlala.
Thank you. And who else did the state call
Umbuso wabiza abantu.
as one of the witnesses who was in the house who witnessed what happened?
Umbuso waphinda wabiza abantu futhi ke omunye ufakazi lo ubekhona naye endlini owabona okwenzeka.
Mthokozi Seni nomthokozi Sithwala.
Mthokozi Seni nomthokozi Sithwala.
Thank you, Mr. Mncube. I
Yeah,
realize that you seated like you are tired.
Uyabona ukuthi mntana Ncube uhlele njengomuntu okhathele.
Are you
Hayi,
tired?
angikhathalanga.
I'm not tired.
Oh, okay. Are you only trying to bring your voice very close to the mic there?
Uzama nje ukuthi ulethe ivoice yakho phambi kwe-mic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. It doesn't matter how you seated, but please pay attention and concentrate.
Akunankinga uhlale kanjani kodwa nazama ukuthi ulalele futhi ke concentrate kuloko kwenzakala kangithi.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Now, the testimony of Mr. Zandi Kumalo is on record. The court had it, you also had it.
Ubufakazi ke bakhe ke uKhumalo uZandi Khumalo bukhona ke ama recording ethu. Inkantolo ukuzwile konke akusho la inkantolo futhi nathi nje singabameli sikuzwile konke akusho la inkantolo.
Thank you. Do you have anything to say with how, not who, but how she described how the incident happened?
Ukhona mhlawumbe ufuna ukusho ke ngendlela ke ayachaza ukuthi ke isehlakalo senze kanjani.
Mina ukho ufuna ukusho ba mina ngazi lutho ngokwenzakalayo.
I don't have anything to say, my lord, since I don't know what happened.
When you say you don't know what happened, what do you mean, Mr. Mncube?
Usho ukuthini mathi uyawazi ukuthi ke kwenzakaleni?
Angisho ngazi nje ukuthi into enzeke endlini yonke angazi ukuthi kwenzakalani.
What I'm saying is that everything that transpired inside the house, I have no knowledge of.
Angekho futhi sangiye lapho.
I was not present and I did not go to that place.
Thank you. Now, at the onset of this trial, the issue that the state had to put to court beyond reasonable doubt, it's a question of the identity of the perpetrators.
Manje okokuqala kakhulu ke masibheka lecala leli ke yiloko kufanele kwenze umbuso ukuthi umbuso ubekele lenkantolo ukuthi ke obani abantu abenza lesehlakalo.
Do you follow?
Uyalandela kuloko?
Yebo.
Yes.
What do I mean by that is that the witnesses who were in the house, the ones who were involved with the incident or in the incident, they were there when it happened. They saw who they saw. The strength of who they saw therefore depends on them and what they saw. In other words, for them to come and explain to this court that this is how the incident happened. We saw this one and we saw that one. Do you understand?
Yezwa ke uthi ke umendi ke ofakazi abalapha endlini ke ibona ke bafuneke bachaze ukuthi ke baboneni kwenzakaleni nokuthi bachazele inkantolo ukuthi thina ke sabona lo muntu futhi sambona futhi enzani.
I'm saying in the context of identification of the perpetrators.
Ekusholeni ukuthi kufanele ukuthi ke bakhona ukuthi bachaze noma bachaze labo bantu abababona abangena ngalolu suku.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Mncube, the state, through the broader evidence of Brigadier Kininda, told this court that, now that is Brigadier Kininda. Do you still remember Brigadier Kininda?
Usamkhumbula ke uBrigadier Kininda?
Yebo, ngikhumbula.
Yes, I do. I know him.
Thank you. Was he mentioned as one of the people who were in the house when this incident happened?
Brigadier Kininda.
Yes.
uBrigadier Kininda ke nayo wachazwa njengomuntu nayo bekhona lapha endlini ngalenkathi kwenzakala lokho.
Cha, iphoyisa liphethe licala.
No, Brigadier Kininda is a police official that is handling this case.
Thank you. Now, through the evidence of Brigadier Kininda, this court heard that based on their investigation, and we'll come and deal in details with his investigation, he said, initially, this appeared, what happened at the Kumalus on the 26th of October 2014, initially appeared as some kind of a robbery that went wrong.
Manje ke ngokuya ke ngofakazi ke obizwe umbuso okuyena uBrigadier Gininda uBrigadier Gininda ke uthi ke ngokuya ngesehlakalo ke lesi esenzakala mhla ka26 October ngo2014 uma ke benza uphenyo labo kuye kwabonakala ke njengoba bekune robbery ke engazange ke ihambe kahle.
Now that was their initial impression.
Bekumbono wabo ke ngalenkathi beqala ke ukwenza ke leliphenyo.
But as their investigation proceeded, they then realized that no, this was not a robbery that had gone wrong. This was a planned assassination of Miss Kelly Khumalo.
Manje
No, of Mr. Senzo Meyiwa.
uthi kodwa ke uma ke beloku beqhubeka ke bephenya lecala bayabona ukuthi cha kodwa cha akusiyona ke lana ke inkunzi noma irobbery ke engambanga kahle ke ngokubonakala ngofakazi ngophenyo labo kubonakala ukuthi ke lokhu ke bekuhleliwe ukuthi kubulawe ke yena umnumzane ke Senzo Meyiwa.
Is that what you also heard from him?
Now kuzwe lokho kusho ke Brigadier Gininda.
Yebo.
Yes, I did.
Thank you. If I told to this court that this was actually a hit, in other words, somebody had requested or approached other people and planned around the killing of the deceased in this case.
Waseqhubeka ethi lokhu ke bekukushaya hit kubonakala ngathi ke ukhona umuntu oye waya ebantwini thize ebecela ukuthi ke beplan ukuthi ke kubulawe noma kushawe ke yena ke umufi.
Did you also follow him in that fashion?
Umzwe nama kusho lokho?
Yebo.
Yes.
Thank you. Now, according to Brigadier Gininda, that is based on their investigation, is that accused number 5 was approached by this person who had came up with this idea that Senzo should be killed, and accused number 5 then approached all of you that are before court here to go and kill Senzo.
Manje ke ngokuya ke ngayo ke uBrigadier Gininda uthi ke uBrigadier Gininda ke okwenzeka ukuthi ke umsola lo wesihlanu uyena ke okwayiwa kuyena yena umsola wesihlanu ke wasethola nini ukuthi ke kube ngihambe ke niyoshaya ke yena ke uSenzo Meyiwa kubulawa kwaSenzo Meyiwa.
Do you still follow?
Usalandela?
Yebo.
Yes.
In other words, you were recruited. When I say you, I mean yourself and other 4 accused here. You were recruited by accused number 5, who was approached by the main person to commit this offense.
Ngamanye amagama ke wena mangithi wena angikhulumi ngawe wena wedwa ngikhuluma ngawe nabanye abasola ukuthi ke nina nalando noma nabizwa komsola wesihlanu ukuthi ke nizonza lo msebenzi.
Do you follow?
Usalandela kuloko?
Yebo ngiyazwa.
Yes, I can hear.
According to Brigadier Gininda, the planning of the killing of the deceased took place at a hostel, and if I don't misquote him, that hostel was Basutwini Hostel, which is situated at Foslores.
Manje ke ngokuya ngaye ke uBrigadier Gininda ke uyabeka la enkantolo ukuthi ke ukuhlela ke noma ukuplana ke malana udaba lo la yenzakala lapha ehostel ke uma ngenziphutha ke kuseBasuthu hostel.
Did you hear him say that?
Umzwile kusho lokho?
Yebo ngizwe.
Yes.
Thank you. Now, according to Brigadier Gininda, in amplification of how this incident happened is that yourself and accused number 2, Mr. Ntanzi, were the people who got into the house.
Ngokuya ke ngobrigadier Gininda ke uma ke sekabeka indaba sekaveza ngofakazi ukuthi ke wena nomsolwa ke wesibili yinina abantu abangena endlini ngalolu suku.
Did you hear him say that?
Umzile kusho lokho?
Yebo mzulu.
Yes, I did.
Thank you. Now, let us just pause there for a minute.
Masime nje khona lapho nje kancane.
Now, let's go back to what the witnesses who were in the house told this court on how the incident happened.
Masis buyele futhi emuva ke siyela kulofakazi laba bebekhona lapha endlini ngale nkathi ke bethula la inkantolo ukuthi ke sehlakalo lesi senzeke njani.
Thank you. Now, all 3 witnesses, Mrs. Zandi Kumalo, Ms. Twala, and the other gentleman, Mr. Madlala, told that as they were seated in the house and when Mr. Kelly Kumalo was about to show them how other churches are dancing, then 2 men got into the, 2 black males got into the house and accosted them. One of them had a firearm and demanded money and cell phones.
I just want to find out Ms. Kumalo showing them how other churches are dancing.
Yes, other churches. She was just about to demonstrate how other churches are dancing.
Okay.
Yes.
Manje ke ngokuya ke ngabo ofakazi labo bebekhona lapha endlini sikhuma ke ngayo uZandi Khumalo, Mrs. Zandi Khumalo, uMiss Twala noMiss Madlala. Bayasho ukuthi ke ngale nkathi balapha endlini ke yena uMiss Khumalo ke ubese ufuna ukubakhombisa ukuthi ke ezinye inkonzo nomanye amasonto ke adansa kanjani. Kwase kungena ke amadoda amabili ke khona lapha endlini omunye wawo la madoda amabili ubephethe isibhamu and what else,
And there and they demanded money and cell phone.
base ke bafuna ke imali ngodlame imali ne cell phone.
And then that is how then the whole process ensued, which culminated in the death of the deceased in this case.
Yikho lokho ke okwenzakele uzoficela okwenza kuzofika lapho ke yena umufi ke ebulawa.
Do you still follow?
Usalandela?
Yebo.
Yes.
And now all witnesses who were in the house, all 3 witnesses who were in the house, who have been called by the state to come testify and indeed testify. And even those that the state chose not to call in this trial, well, that's their prerogative, are unanimous in that the person who had a firearm and demanded money had a hat that he was wearing when they were accosted.
Manje ke kubo bonke ke ofakazi laba ababizwa umbuso sikhuluma nabofakazi abathathu Miss Zandi Khumalo, Miss Twala noMadlala bayabeka la enkantolo ukuthi ke omunye umuntu lo wangena lapha endlini lo bephethe isibhamu ngalosuku lolo ubegqoke ke isigqoko ngalolu suku lolo.
Now, that is the gentleman who then demanded money and cell phones from them.
Yena lo ubegqoke isigqoko ngalosuku lo yena owafuna ke imali kubona futhi ke nama cell phone.
These witnesses are saying when there was a struggle, them trying to ward off that attack from these 2 individuals, when they went away, actually in the struggle, the head fell off. When these 2 perpetrators went away, they left the head in the house.
Bathi ke lo fakazi labo ke ngale nkathi ke manje sebazama manje kukhona mhlawumbe ukulisana khona lapho lo mlisa lo ubegqoka isigqoko ke lesigqoko lesu besigqokile sawela khona lapho phakathi endlini.
Thank you. And that is the head which I say earlier, which we said earlier on, that the forensic officials came and took it for DNA analysis.
Manje ke lesigqoko lesi ke engitshela ngaso manje ilesi engaphuma kuna ngathi ke labo ngqoba ama forensic so basithatha ke bayosihlola leso sigqoko.
Now back to Brigadier Gininda's version.
Manje ke masiphindele futhi lapha kulofakazi ke lobo babekwa uyena ke uBrigadier Gininda.
Brigadier Gininda told to this court that that person who had a firearm in his hand, or who was in possession of the firearm, and demanded money and cell phone, and was wearing that hat, that person is you.
Manje ke uma siphindela futhi kufakazi bakhe uBrigadier Gininda ngale nkathi ethula ufakazi uthi ko Brigadier Gininda ke lo muntu lo begqoka isigqoko ngalo suku lolo futhi kuyena ufuna imali kulabantu efuna futhi nama cellphone uthi uGininda ke lo muntu wena.
Do you follow?
Usalandela?
Yebo.
Yes.
Thank you. Just before we proceed, this is now the very first allegation amongst other allegations that will be forthcoming as we proceed. That is now made by Brigadier Gininda that directly links you to the commission of the offense.
Manje ke ngaphambi ukuthi ke mhlambe ke siqhubekele phambili okwamanje ke iyo into yokuqala ke insolo ukusola kokuqala okubeka uGininda ke ukuxhumanisa nalecala leli.
Do you follow?
Usalandela?
Yebo ngiyalanda.
Yes.
Thank you. Now, in essence, Brigadier Gininda says you are the person who was in possession of the firearm, you yourself. You were in possession of the firearm, got in there, demanded money and cell phone. And when you ran away, you left the head in the house,
Manje
the head which you were wearing in the house.
okokuqala ke uBrigadier Gininda uthi ke wena umuntu ke ubephethe isibhamu ngalosuku lolo futhi wena umuntu ke wangena ke wafuna imali on my cell phone uthi futhi ngale nkathi ke wena sowubaleka kwase isigqoko sakho sisala khona lapha endlini.
How do you respond to these allegations?
Wena ke manje ke wena uthini kulezi insolo ke sibekiwe ngawe?
Hayi mina ngazi lutho ngakho konke lokho.
My lord, I don't know anything about everything, the allegations that you have put before the court.
uGininda nje uye umuntu ongifake kuyo yonke lento.
Gininda is the person that actually put me into all this.
Well, when you say you do not know, can you please amplify? Well, what do you mean when you say you do not know about all these things?
Manje ke uma wena uthi awunalwazi isicela ukuthi uchaze kabanzi sokuthini.
Azange ngene kwaKhumalo.
Firstly, I did not enter the Kumalos residence.
Yes.
Azange ngihambe no accused number 2 ngiya kwaKhumalo.
I did not go in the company of accused number 2 to go to the Kumalos.
Azange ngiphathe isibhamu kwaKhumalo.
At the Kumalos, I did not have or did not carry the firearm.
Azange ngifune imali kwaKhumalo.
I did not demand for money,
Namafoni.
also phones.
Azange ngishiye isigqoko kwaKhumalo.
I did not leave behind a hat.
Azange nje ngitholakale kwaKhumalo.
I was not at all found at the Kumalos.
Ngisho unyawo lami uzobe namhlanje azange lungene kwaKhumalo.
Even I never stepped any foot into that place till today.
uGininda ongifake kuyo yonke lento le nothaba kwaKhumalo uba ngeke wathi yimi.
Gininda is the one that is actually putting me into all this, because even the witness that testified, none of them pointed me as one of the persons.
Now, I hear you saying that you've never set your foot at the Kumalos. Are you then saying you don't even know where that house, or do I have to understand you to mean that you do not even know where the Kumalo house home is situated?
Manje uthi awuzange uzubeka unyawo lapha na manje uzwa kahle usho ukuthi uyawazi ukuthi ke kukuphi le kwaKhumalo awazi lo muzi.
Angiwazi nje.
Yes, I don't even know that place.
Thank you. Now, Brigadier Gininda, in his amplification or in support of his allegation that that person who had a firearm in his possession, who got into the Kumalos and demanded money and cell phones, who got into a struggle with Senzo. They were fighting for the firearm where a bullet went out and struck the deceased with fatal consequences, and also left the head that he was wearing, fitted your description.
Manje ke uGininda ke uthi ke lo muntu lo owangena lapha kwaKhumalo ephethe ke isibhamu futhi ke efuna imali nama cellphone futhi waseke lusana ke nosenzo for lesibhamu leso. Uthi lo muntu lowo uma ke echazwa ke kuvela ke kuvela wena.
Now he says he got that, or he created that impression, or he came to that conclusion based on the description of that perpetrator by the witnesses who were in the house.
Uthi ke uGininda maqhubeka ukuthi ke uye wafika kuleso sinqumo leso noma wakha leso sithombe leso ke uma ke sekatsheliwe ukuthi ke umuntu ongenile onjani ke wase akhe isithombe ukuthi lo muntu ke wena owangena lapha kwaKhumalo.
Do you follow?
Usalandela?
Yebo ngiyalandela.
Yes.
Thank you. For you to understand on the basis of the conclusion that Brigadier Gininda arrived at in saying it is you, he told this court that that person had dreadlocks.
Manje ke uma ke sibheka lapha elona egcine lapha ke ubrigadier ke ethi la inkantolo wena uthi ke lo muntu lowo ube nama dreadlocks.
He further told this court that the reason why he says it is you, it's because that person was described as a person who had a golden inset in his teeth, although it does not specifically say whether on the upper jaw or the lower jaw, but one of his jaws on the teeth, that person had a golden teeth or inset.
Futhi ke uGininda uthi ke azafikelele ke lesinqumo sokuthi ke lo muntu lo wena ukuthi ke uthiwa lo muntu lo ke ube negolide ke analo ke emlomeni ke noma ngasho ukuthi ngaphezulu noma ngaphansi ke emazinyo kodwa ke unegolide ke elikhona lapha emlomeni.
He further told this court that the reason why he specifically says it's you, it is because of the fact that that person, as described by the witnesses who were in the house, was wearing a khaki or a jacket that looked khaki fawnish,
Uyaphinda
or
futhi
cream whitish or something like that.
uyaqhubeka futhi uGininda uthi ke ngendlela ke ayachazwa ngayo lo muntu lowo echazwa abantu abangaphakathi endlini bathe ke ubegqoke ke ijacket engathi ngaba ukhakhi noma ngaba ufon khona lapho.
Do you still remember that?
Usakukhumbula lokho?
Yebo ngiyakhumbula.
Yes, I do.
He further on told the court that his conclusion that it was you is premised on the basis that that person was shorter than the other person who got into the house, who he also alleges it was Mr. Ntanzi.
Uyaphinda futhi ke umzana ubrigadier Gininda ke esho ukuthi ke omunye ke ukuthi azathi wena lo mabamchaza ke bathi omunye ke ubemfishani ke kunalomunye angena naye ke lo ukumzana Ntanzi ubambeka njengomzana Ntanzi.
Thank you. Now, those are the features which enabled Brigadier Gininda to boldly come and tell this court that I've got no doubt that the first perpetrator, or that person with the firearm is referred to as the first perpetrator. The person with the firearm, I've got no doubt in my mind that was Mr. Mncube.
Yizo ke izinto ke lezi ke ezenza uGininda ukuthi eze la inkantolo ethi ke yena akanako ukungabaza yana ukuthi lo muntu lo wangena okwathi baphethe isibhamu wena ke Msolo.
Now you will note in his description that it doesn't talk about the color of that suspect. Not so. The skin color of that suspect is alabaster, skin alabaster.
Uzobona ukuthi ke impela yena uGininda ke akamchaza ukuthi ke lo muntu lo ukuthi ke isikhumba unjani ebusweni ke color yakhe.
Do you follow?
Usalandela?
Yebo ngiyalanda.
Yes.
Thank you. Do you have any comment up to thus far on the basis of those features, Mr. Sibia, Mr. Mube?
Khona ke mhlambe ke ofuna ukusho kuloko ke malana ukuthi ke lo muntu abakhuluma ngayo umuntu onjani.
As it came from Brigadier Gininda.
Ngendlela ke uBrigadier Gininda eyabeka ngayo naye la enkantolo.
Ayi lo muntu lona amshoke nendayi kwangesemina.
Ayizwa?
Lo muntu akhuluma ngaye akusemina.
Okay. This person that he's referring to, my lord, it's not me.
Azange benagolide mina.
I never had a gold.
Since lokungaba khona nje igolide azange benalo.
Since I was born, I've never had a gold tooth.
Nama dread mina benginawo akusiwo la ukukhulunywa ngawo la.
Even the dreadlocks that I had are not the ones that are mentioned here.
Thank you. We'll come and deal with that in greater details later on.
Siyabonga sophinde futhi sibuye futhi kuloko ke uma ke sesiqhubeka sikhuluma kabanzi.
Thank you, Mr. Mube. Now, I think that it is imperative that we should look at the witness's statement who described these perpetrators so that you're able to say, yeah, no, that one I think was describing me, or that one was describing something that is not me, was describing probably like an orangutan or chimpanzee or something like that, or a different person.
Kubalekile ukuthi manje ke ukuthi kubalekile ukuthi sibheke le statement lezi zalabantu laba ke bebechaza labo bantu abangeni ngoba nawuzokwazi ukusiphendula ukuthi ke ayi la ngathi lo muntu lo ubekhuluma ngami ngalolu suku.
Thank you. And also what Brigadier Gininda described in the many statements, actually what features did he mention in the many statements that he wrote, statements, I mean affidavits, that he wrote in the investigation of this case?
Nokuthi ke umzane Gininda yena ubhale uthini ke kule statement noma ke ama affidavit ngalenkathi naye enza ke uphenyo.
Thank you. Now, we'll briefly look at how the three witnesses who were in the house, who were called by the state, describe these intruders. Who Brigadier Gininda says one of them is you, was carrying a firearm.
Sizobheka manje ukuthi ke ofakazi labo ke sikhuluma ngalo ofakazi abathathu labo ke bebesendlini labo ke bebechaza ukuthi ke labantu la abangena endlini ke bebabukeka kanjani noma benjani ke lapho ke uBrigadier Gininda ethi ke umunye wakhona ke lo chaziwe lapha yana wena.
Thank you, my lord. Just a very short indulgence, my lord. I will deal with these witnesses not in the order in which they testify. I'll just deal with them. We will deal with them at random. Because remember, this is not my testimony. I am only saying or refreshing your memory on what the state's evidence against you is for you to comment. You understand?
manje ke ngizosebenza ngalo ufakazi hayi ngendlela mhlawumbe umbuso naye ababize ngakhona ukuthi wabiza lo kuqala wabiza lo wesibili wabiza lo wesithathu ngizobiza nje ngilokhu ngithatha ngilokhu ngiye kungakhohlwa ukuthi ke mina ke asimina ke asufakazi bami ke lo fakazi ubeke ubona ngale nkathi bevelela ecourt mina ngizamayo manje ukuthi ngikhumbuze ukuthi ngale nkathi bala enkantolo ke baye bafakaza bathini.
Thank you. We will also refer to their statements that they initially gave to the police when the police were investigating this case over and above what they came and told this court.
Sizophinde futhi sibheke futhi neyitatimende zabo lezi abazenza ngale yankathi ke amaphoyisa enza uphenyo futhi ke nalo bufakazi lobu ke ababeka ngale nkathi bebiziwe la enkantolo bezothula ufakazi.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Madlala, amongst others, when he testified here on the 7th of August 2023, this is how he described, you know, in a very brief way. Of page 16, 7 August 2023, page 16. In a very brief way, this is what he says.
So phela manje ke ufakazi bakhe umzane Madlala ngale nkathi ke ethula ufakazi bakhe la enkantolo mhla ka 7 August ngo 2023 efakaza nje kancane nje phela ke lokho kuthola ke case number 16.
Thank you. Now, this is what he says from line number 4. He says, Mr. Madlala, he had dreadlocks on the head and was also wearing a hat.
Mr. Madlala ke uthi ke lo muntu ke mabheka line number 4 uthi ke ube nama dreadlocks futhi ke egqoka isigqoko ekhanda.
Now, one thing that he actually wanted was the phones and the money, and with the wielded firearm and the big eyes or widened eyes.
What did he say about the firearm?
He says now one thing that he actually wanted was the phones and the money.
Uthi ke lokhu bekakufuna ke lo muntu ke bekwama phone futhi ke nemali.
And with the wielded firearm.
Okay. Nokudlalisa ke kwesibhamu.
And the big eyes or widened eyes.
Namehla amakhulu noma amehla avulekile nje amakhulu.
Thank you. When you go down to line number 21, he says, the very one that came and pointed us with the firearm, the one who had the dreadlocks and he had a hat on the head. He was wearing a caramelish jacket in terms of color. It looks like one of those desks.
Looks like one of?
It looks like one of those desks.
What is it?
Desk, I think this desk. Well, I don't know, it's written desk here. Desks, like it looks like one of these desks. I think.
Kuyasho kufakaza ukuthi ke mufunda lapha line number 21 uthi ke lo ke ubephethe ke isibhamu uyena bekanama dreadlocks futhi egqoke isigqoko futhi ke noimpahla esifana nalamatafula ngicabanga lamatafula khona la enkantolo.
And did you hear that?
Uzile lokhu makusho?
Yebo.
Yes, I did.
Thank you. That is how he actually described this person who who was wielding the firearm. Any comment?
Indlela ke achaza ke lo muntu lo bephethe isibhamu ngendlela asidlalisa nje khona mhlawumbe ufuna ukusho kulokho.
hayi kwakungasimina lo
That was not me.
Thank you. Now, beyond this, Mr. Madlala also made statements, some of which have already been handed in as exhibits. We'll also have a look at how he described this perpetrator and if there is any other thing else that is described in those statements.
Futhi ke ngaphandle kwaloko ke umzane Madlala ke khona futhi nestatement ke yazenziwe lezi ke ezafakwa la enkantolo njengofakazi lapho ke naye echaza labo bantu.
Thank you. Then in one of his statements that he gave when
Kwesinye statement sakhe lesi ke asinikezela.
and I'm not even so sure whether this statement was introduced as an exhibit. Tumelo Madlala. The date of the statement, 27/10/2014. If you want. Thank you. My colleague is assisting me that his statement, the statement that I'm just about to refer to, is already part of the record and it was admitted as Exhibit V1. Yes. Yeah. Now, this is a statement that he made on the 27th of October, 2014, at 1300 hours. It was almost less than 24 hours after the occasioning of this incident. And
Statement lesi lesasenza mhla ka 27 October ngo 2014 ke isikhathi ke kungaba ke u1 ke 1300 hours.
now, I will not read the entire statement because it is already on record. We're just trying to avoid prolixity here to extend this what he says in his statement unnecessary.
Ayenze ngisifunde statement sakhe lesi ngoba ke konke ke ubhala statement ikhona ema recording wakhe kuma recorder la enkantolo asifuna ukuthi mhlambe ke sifake ubuningi khona lama recording osokhona lokho kusekhona vele.
But imperatively, in his statement on paragraph 5, this is what he says.
Statement sakhe lapha ke masibheka ke paragraph 5 ke uthi lokulandelayo.
Suddenly, two boys came in.
Uthi ke ukuthi phela kwasongena ke amadoda amabili.
I saw one armed with a firearm.
Ngase ngibona oyedwa ke ephethe isibhamu.
It is a 3.8 special.
Isibhamu leso ke 3.8 special.
Twala went to that guy
Uthwala ke wase eya kulo mlisa
and pushed him,
wasemphusha.
and Twala ran away.
Uthwala ke wasebaleka.
Kelly ran into another bedroom
Ukelly ke uyabalekela kulinye ikamela.
That guy grabbed Kelly Kumalo.
Lo mliso ke wasedonsa ke uKelly Khumalo.
Kelly then took my walking crutches and hit that guy.
Ukelly ke wasethatha ke izinsibe engihamba ngazo waseshaya ke lo mlisi.
I tried to help them, and then I had a gunshot.
Ngiye ngazama ukuthi ngibasize kodwa ngase ngizwa ke uqhuma kwesibhamu.
3 shots were shot.
Isibhamu ke siqhume kathathu.
Senzo was hit, was shot
Usenzo ke uye wadubuleka
on the chest.
esifubeni.
I ran to the room and I locked myself.
Ngase ngigijimela ke ekamelweni ngase ngisikhiyela.
Now, on paragraph 9, this is what he says.
Uma sesiqhubekela phambili ke ngofakazi bakhe lapha paragraph 9 uthi lokho kulandelayo.
The description of the suspect is as follows.
Uthi ke uchaza ke lawo bantu labo ukuthi ke yiloko kulandelayo ngabo.
Slender,
Thomunye ke nomzimba omncane,
tall,
mude,
dark in complexion,
umnyama ngubala.
hey, one wearing a Burgundy lumber jacket,
Umunye ubegqoke ke isilamba ke seBugandi.
hey, corner. My Lord, I request my colleague to assist me here. I can't see. As it is the court, my lord, my colleagues will assist if what I'm reading here is not what is encapsulated here. The portion that I was struggling to read here because of the nature of the handwriting reads as follows.
Uthi ke indawo le bengizama ukuyifunda ke ibinhluzo ukufunda ke ngendlela ke kubhalwe ngayo ifundeka kanjena.
He had dreadlocks on the head,
Lo muntu ube nama dreadlocks ekhanda
short.
futhi emfishane.
No, he had dreadlocks on the head, short,
Or short dreadlocks. Ube nama dreadlocks amafishane
and they speak Zulu.
futhi ke bakhuluma isiZulu.
He says, I can be able to identify one of them.
Uthi ngakhona ke ukhumba umunye wabo.
The head was left on the scene.
Isigqoko ke siye sasala lapha isehlakalo senzekele khona.
No one was shot except for Senzo.
Akekho umunye umuntu uyadubuleka ngaphandle kukaSenzo.
Thank you. And did you hear that, Mr. Mnube?
Uzwile lokho mzane Ncube?
Yebo ngiyakuzwa.
Yes, I can hear you.
He says, the description of the suspect is as follows.
Uthi makamchaza ke lo msola ke umchaza kanje.
Slender,
Nomzimba omncane,
tall,
mude,
dark in complexion,
mnyama ke noma unsundu kombala,
and wearing a Burgundy leather jacket.
egqoke ke ne leather jacket ke eBugandi,
He had dreadlocks on the head, short.
ube nama dreadlocks amafishane,
Well, then he comes and say they speak Zulu.
waphinde baqhubeka wathi bekhuluma isiZulu.
Thank you. Now, these are some of the bases where Brigadier Kininda says that the perpetrator who had the firearm had dreadlocks and he had a cream whitish leather jacket.
manje ke loso sikushilo ke yikho ke lapho uBrigadier Gininda eze kulesinqumo sokuthi ke lo muntu kuye wathi umuntu lo unomzimba omncane futhi mude emnyama futhi ke unama dreadlocks amafishane ke yiyo ke into enze uBrigadier Gininda eze kulesinqumo lesi ayafika kusona.
Do you have any comments?
Khona mhlawumbe ufuna ukusho kulokho.
Mina 2014 ngale leli la ngikhulunywa ngalo anginama-threat amade kakhulu.
My lord, in 2014, on this particular day that has been mentioned in court, I had long dreadlocks
Enayelukiwe
and they were plaited.
shuthi ngobe made elukiwe nje ukhombisa ukuthi mangathiwa qhaqhiwa iyoba made more.
They were long even though they were plaited, meaning that if one has to unplait them, they will be much longer.
Ene azange ngibe mude.
And secondly, I've never been tall
Azange futhi ngiphathe isibhamu kuyamuza.
and I never had a firearm in that particular house.
Nje ngakho konke lokho kulapha akhulunywa ngami.
So everything that is mentioned or described there, they are not describing or they are not talking about me.
Angazi lutho ngakho konke okwenzakalayo.
I don't know anything about everything that transpired.
What do you say about the fact that he also describes this person as having a dark complexion?
Iyo wathi lo muntu lo ke bekamthumbe emnyama uthini ngalokho?
Lo ngazalwa nje mina ngiso.
Since I was born, my lord, I'm just like this.
Ngisho ama-out shuthi ngithi insizwa maze ngibiza besithi inkunzi ebomvu.
Even some of the gentlemen, when they will call me a white,
A
Red Bull, sorry,
Ngoba ngimhlophe isidalo.
because I'm naturally white.
Ngisho mama bethi mangimdelele bethi wena lento ebomvu ngathi ithanga lasebusika.
Even sometimes when I disrespect my mom will utter words like saying, referring to how white or light I am.
What would he say about winter pumpkin?
Uzothini?
Ethi into ebomvu ngathi ithanga lasebusika.
I look like a winter pumpkin. Translated as winter pumpkin.
What did you understand that to mean?
Manje kusho ukuthini mawakithanga lasebusika?
Bese ngidelela hlahle ethi lento emhlophe lena so mhlawumbe uthothi ikhonto engenzayo wrong yabo.
That would just make my mom disrespecting me, referring to me being light in complexion when I've done something wrong.
Thank you. Would you say that the description that was given by Matala, by Mr. Madlala, in this affidavit which he penned on the 27th of October 2014, hardly 24 hours after this incident had happened, accord with a description of a person who had features such as yours? This description fits the who you are.
Manje ke ngokuya ngawe lokho kusho umnjani Madlanga ke ngakade bhale affidavit emva amahora ngaba 24 kwenzekile lokho. Lezi zinto lezi asikhuluma la ukuthi lo muntu ube nje ukhuluma ngawe lo muntu lo.
Akukho ngisho kodwa kusondelela kimi.
Not even one of what he has described is connected or it's me.
Thank you. Now, maybe even before we go on, there's also a description of the murder weapon, so to speak, that he saw being in possession of one of the perpetrators.
Futhi ke masiphinde futhi siqhubekela phambili khona ke kunye kumhlambe izimpawu ayakhuluma ngazo mayelana ke nesibhamu lesi athi yena wasibona komunye kwalabantu laba bangena.
Do you follow?
Usalandela?
Yebo.
Yes.
Yeah, now remember when I read the indictment out to you, the charges that were preferred against you by the state. On count number 4, the state preferred a charge of unlawful possession of firearm against you and describe that firearm as a, this is what they say, state amplifies that count number 4 of unlawful possession of a firearm. It says, in that upon or about the 26th day of October, and at or near Vosloorus in the district of Boksburg, the accused did unlawfully and intentionally have in their possession a firearm, to wit, a 9mm Parabellum C7 model 75 pistol with obliterated serial number, of course without you being in possession of a license to possess that firearm.
Manje ke uma ke sisibheka ke isibhamu lesokhuluma ngalo ke sengingakhohle ukuthi ke icala ke lesine ke othesa lona icala ke lokutholakala ke ngesibhamu ngengenayo ke license ke yesibhamu leso ke umbuso uthi ke ngalusuku lolo mhla ka 26 October lapha eVosloorus eBoksburg ke yena ummangalelwa lo watholakala ngesibhamu ke i9mm Parabellum 75 pistol ne serial number khona futhi sisiwe engenayo futhi ke imvume noma license ukuthi angaba nesibhamu.
Now, the witness, Mr. Madlala, who was in the house, specifically gives a description of this firearm, but does not only describe it, he specifically gives the caliber of that firearm.
Umnumzana uMadlala ke lo bekhona phakathi kwale ndlu yanaye ke isibhamu lesi ke akasichazile phala ke uzunikeza ke konke ke okuhambelana nesibhamu ukuthi sinjani konke lokho.
Now, he describes that firearm that is so in the possession of one of the perpetrators who was, according to the larger part of the testimony, in possession of that firearm as a firearm, a 3.8 special. Now, a 3.8 special, don't know what firearms are, but I think one of the expert witnesses who testified here was asked as to what a 3.8 special is. Then he said that was a revolver.
Manje ke umnumzana uMadlala ke uma ke echaza ke leso sibhamu leso ke uye wachaza ke ngesibhamu lesi athi wasibona komunye ngomsolo wangena lapha endlini uthi ke bekuyi 3.8 special ke ngokuya ke ngomunye ungqobo ufakazi wabizwa la enkantolo ke uthi ezochaza le 3.8 special uye wathi ke isibhamu lesi ke siyi revolver.
Thank you. Now, I would really want you to comment on this one because I do not know your background of firearms.
Manje ke angazi ukuthi mhlawumbe ngakhona uphindwa kulo ngoba manje mina ngazi ukuthi ke mhlawumbe nalo ulwazi na mayelana nesibhamu.
The difference between a 9mm pistol and 3.8 special as it is written here.
Ukuthi ke mhlambe ke yawazi umehluko ke phambi kwe 9mm ke isibhamu leso ne 3.8 special.
Ngebhamu akukho engikwaziyo.
I don't have any knowledge of firearms.
Thank you. Now, further on, in his testimony here at court, Mr. Matala also told the court as he was describing the firearm. I think that was when he was cross-examined by Mr. Ramusipili. He described that firearm as a firearm with a wheel.
With a wheel?
With a wheel, yes.
Ngalenkathi ke yena ke umzane ke uMadlala ke ethula ufakazi la enkantolo ngalenkathi futhi ebuzwa uyena Mr. Ramusipili kuye wathi isibhamu lesi ke sinalo ivili khona lapha.
Do you still remember that?
Usakukhumbula lokho?
Yebo ngiyakhumbula.
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Now again, because of the fact that you're saying you know nothing about firearms, it will be very unfair of me to request you to comment on this.
Ngoba nawe ke soshilo wathi ke awunalo ke ulwazi wesibhamu ke yenza kuzobe kwanifike ukuthi mina manje ngifuna ukuthi mhlambe lokube khona ukushoyo kulokho.
Thank you. Very briefly, that is the description of Mr. Matlala of one of the perpetrator who got into the house.
Kafisha nje phela indlela ke lo msemadlala ke ayachaza omunye ke wabantu abangena lapha endlini ngalolo suku.
But as we go on, we'll come and revisit his further description of this suspect. Do you understand?
Kodwa ke uma silokhu siqhubeka sophinde futhi sibiyele futhi khona lemuva sibheke ke ngendlela ke achaza ngayo ke bona labasala noma yena lomsolo.
Thank you. Now, amongst others, this is how, before I get to this one, now, amongst others, this is how Ms. Zandile Kumalo described the perpetrator or the perpetrators. Oh, my lord, it has just been brought to my attention that we only left with 2 minutes to go to, for the lunch adjournment. My lord. So I'm requesting for an adjournment for lunch. Thank you.
Yeah. 2 o'clock.